As we have the state series coming up, I think it's important to remind everyone, the same things we remind our academy kids, is how is the importance of getting good at winning matches. So some people say, well, I wrestle better in practice than I do matches. And some of you do. Some of you don't. You just think you do because you wrestle matches the same way you do in practice. They're two different sports. I guarantee you, there's people who I could beat the tar out of in a 20-minute live go session in practice, but they would beat me in a match, or vice versa. And then some of us are good at all of it. Some of us maybe not be good at wrestling at all, and you're probably not listening to this. You're not going to get good at winning matches until you're a good wrestler. Let's be honest. So if you've wrestled 3 weeks, I mean, you're not going to be able to beat the state medalist. Just give up. It's going to take some time. But some of us have put a lot of time and effort. We're very good, and there's a frustration because we just can't feel like we can win good, decent, big matches. Now, big hurdle is sort of the confidence and so forth. We've discussed that. Our YouTube channel has many videos on that. You should go to Facebook. There's a lot of videos on Facebook that are not on YouTube. So go to Facebook. At the top, go to Perler, just search Perler Wrestling, and then at the top scroll until you find videos. There's a lot there too. Okay, but as far as getting good at winning matches, a lot of it's just thinking about what it takes to win a match. You can't just wrestle more matches. I know kids who have wrestled hundreds of matches, but they're still not good at winning matches at a high level. Think about this. So in high school, you have 3 periods. The ref tells you where to start in the first period on your feet. Your opponent is basically telling you where to start one of the periods, and you have to pick a place to start in one of the other periods. So it's tough to get into the flow or rhythm and the groove of a match when we're forced into positions and starting points, and there's an out of bounds line. The ref's calling potentially dangerous. They don't call it potentially dangerous in practice. Sometimes maybe you wish they would, but a lot of times potentially dangerous is called when it should not be, especially in high school and kids wrestling. You watch college wrestling, they don't call it potentially dangerous very much. You can watch 100 matches and you probably won't see one PD call. So it's overdone. Stalemates, overdone. They call stalemates way too much. Stop the match. Top wrestler, it has his legs in, can't turn the person, but riding the tar out of him. 3 or 4 stalemates in a period. That's silly. That should not take place. Constant interruptions, constant stoppages, out of bounds, blood time, headgear came undone, coaches arguing calls, referee has to have little meetings with dads in the corner, coaches in the corner. It's just a mess. So understand that you are trying to win under these sort of messy circumstances. And once you understand that, there's these little mental and emotional reset opportunities, well, not opportunities, you're just constantly forcing, it breaks your concentration, you gotta reset, start over. Where in wrestling, 10-minute takedowns. You're on bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. If you get away, start over. You're on top, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Ride them out. If you pin them, start over. If the bottom wrestler gets away, start over. You're back on top again. It's almost a better wrestling. Better wrestling is allowed to happen in practice. It's not allowed always to happen in a match. So we always talk about we want to be the masters at winning matches, the masters at winning big matches, the masters at winning close matches, because you're going to have some close matches. And I can beat someone badly in practice, but guess what? You youth kids have 3 minutes on the clock. You older youth kids have 4.5. An average of 3 minutes and 45 seconds. That's all you get. See, that's a problem with wrestling, is the clock has very little time on it. That's what screws things up. And even a 6-minute high school match or a 7-minute college match, there's, 3 2-minute periods in high school. There's 3 2-minute matches in high school. There's not one match. There's 3 2-minute matches. And your goal is to win those 2-minute matches. Okay? So I think when you realize and you start to wrap your brain around the fact that these are 2 different sports, and you're good at the sport of live wrestling, you're not good at the sport of winning in a match under all these conditions we just talked about, you can start to say, okay, I need to approach this a little bit differently. And you need to tighten up your wrestling a little bit. Your level of focus needs to rise. We have to, what's called managing your way through the match. Some people say you should not think your way through a wrestling match. That is probably true. Well, that is true, I think. But you do have to think. The light bulbs are going to go off. I'm on the edge of the mat. My coach says 18 seconds left, and I'm going to pinch my knees and I'm hooking the hamstring. I'm stalemating this position. Good. 8 seconds later, stalemate. 10 seconds left on the clock. We're on our feet. I'm winning 4-1. I'm 100% defense. I'm not trying to score now. Right now in practice, there's 11 minutes left. I'm always trying to score. If I'm winning a close match and it's the 3rd period, I'm not going to try to score. Now, if you give me a score, I'll take it. But I'm going to change the way I wrestle. I change the way I wrestle according to the clock and according to the amount of time that's on the clock and according to the score. If I'm losing by 1 point and there's 20 seconds left, I'm going to wrestle a lot differently than if I'm winning by 1 point and there's 20 seconds left. All right? Now, if I'm winning by 7 and there's 20 seconds left, I might wrestle the same way I would if I was losing by a point and 20 seconds left, because my coach wants me to get the major decision so we can win the college dual team or match or the high school dual match. But you should change the way you wrestle according to the score and according to the time on the clock. You're not changing anything in wrestling when you're wrestling in practice. So it's almost like your ability to learn how to win can only be attained during matches. Now, that's the reason the colleges, they do a lot of matches. Some of them do, I know a college are actually very good. They do Sunday matches or Saturday matches. You come in and you have 3 matches on Saturday. Weight room, get out. Every Saturday in the beginning of season for a couple of months. And these guys, some of these guys are the same guys that have to beat to make the team. Sometimes you might be a 20-year-old kid wrestling a 24-year-old man who's defending NCAA All-American. All right, we got a game plan. We got a big match coming up. Let's figure out if we can win this match. So I think wrestling more matches in practice is very important. And they have to referee themselves, obviously. But explaining to them what we want them to do and that you're not going to wrestle this live wrestling matches, even though it's in practice, there's still matches. So after every period, I say this, time, okay, if you're winning, you get your choice. Then the next match, we'll see if you're losing, you get your choice. Okay, think about the score, set a goal for this period. All right, get set, here we go. Okay, 1 minute left. Think about what you need to do this last minute. You got 1 period coming up, but we got a minute left in the 2nd period. You need to either solidify your lead, expand on your lead. You need to get back in the match. 1 minute left. What's the score? You got a minute left. Let's move the ball down the field. Time, 3rd period. Then we say the other wrestler gets their choice, top, bottom, or neutral, right? Okay, raise your hand if you won. Or stand if you won. If you lost, take a knee. All right, I see who won. Sometimes we'll say, we're doing a rematch, or we'll do overtime, right? Do overtime is always good. Okay, now we're going to do a rematch. You have to do better than you did last time. Okay, so if I beat you 4-1, I have to beat you by 4 points. Otherwise, I lose. All you have to do is lose by 2 points or less, and you win. You would be amazed. I mean, it's over 80% sometimes. Everybody does better. Or the loser does better usually. Okay? Which makes you think that they probably could have done better the first time, and that will start to happen. Okay? So, heck, just share this video with your team. Put it on your Facebook. Share it with your team. Then have this discussion with your kids. Have them listen to this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow. Just search at Perler Wrestling on everything. At Perler Combat Academy, at Perler Performance. That's 3 social media pages. At Perler Performance is our strength and conditioning page. We just opened a 8,100 square foot facility here in St. Louis. Next to part of our campus is 26,000 square feet now on 10 acres. We have a combat academy, jiu-jitsu. We're getting into striking, potentially MMA in the future. My son and his fiance run that. My daughter and my son-in-law run the strength and conditioning. We're having online training for strength and conditioning. So a lot happening, but you know, definitely follow us online on social media. Go to perlerwrestling.com and email us. Open up your phone right now, type perlerwrestling.com and save it to your home screen. And then every time you think about wrestling, say, I'm gonna see what Perler's got going. Right? Just look. Or if you just want to email us, just send us an email. It's nick@perlerwrestling.com. Chad runs the emails, but it is nick@perlerwrestling. The ones that are specifically to me, he drags them to my special folder, and I handle my emails that I have to. But he takes care of 98% of them. But say, hey, what's coming up? Just do that. Hey, what's coming up? Commenting on our social media is good, but we get so many comments. It's getting overwhelming. It's hard to keep up with. I'm not going to lie. So definitely an email is best. Save us to your home screen. Every time you think about wrestling, check in, because we got weekend, year-round camps. We have summer camps, which are sold out. All but the takedown camp and the girls' camps are sold out. We have girls' weekend camps once a month. We have traveling camps where our coaches come to you. We teach our core skills. It's a Perler Wrestling Academy practice plan that's built a pretty tremendous program. We bring that to your team. We have online coaching, our online academy, and we're starting online coaching now, where you can hire our select coaches to take your kids through the season and mentor them. You know, if you live in Idaho or Utah or something, they come to camp for a weekend, just one weekend, from Canada. 2 out of the past 5 months, and 3 out of the past 5 months kids have come from Hawaii, and 2 out of the past 5 months they've come from Alaska. 2 out of the past 6 months they've come from Alaska, just for the weekend. So they come from everywhere to train with us. But you know, there's some other opportunities there. Either way, rewatch this video a couple times, start to wrap your head around what's taking place. This can help you guys tremendously, and this might be the reason some of you are losing. You haven't been taught this. I know I wasn't, and it cost me some big matches, I think, in my life. But now I figured some things out, and we share it with our athletes. I'm sharing it with you right now. So share it with somebody else that you care about. Help them out. Good luck.